Hey guys, let's get more news about Dallas, but before that, don't forget to subscribe and leave your like. Micah Parsons' contract situation with the Cowboys has concerning update. The Dallas Cowboys have the seemingly impossible task of A, keeping together the core of their team, whilst B, signing their stars to long-term deals, and C, staying competitive in the free agent market this spring. All the while ensuring they compete both in the NFC East division and indeed for Super Bowl championships, with a quarterback who has a nearly $90 million cap hit coming into 2025. Easy stuff, right? One of the major talking points for the team this offseason concerns the future of All-Pro edge rusher and linebacker, Micah Parsons, who is set to play out the final year of his rookie contract in 2025, and is in line for a major payday come 2026. Many believe that payday could, and should, come sooner than that, particularly as it could help lower Parsons' already hefty $24 million cap hit in 2025. That's why it is worrying for Cowboys fans to find out on Friday, per Calvin Watkins of the Dallas Morning News, that Dallas has not even started negotiations with the 4X Pro Bowler yet. The Dallas Cowboys have not held contract talks with star pass rusher Micah Parsons about an extension, Calvin writes. A person with knowledge of the situation told the Dallas Morning News. This is certainly worrisome for Cowboys onlookers, who will point to instances like the drawn-out Dak Prescott contract saga of 2019 to 2021, when the franchise QB was tagged twice in consecutive years, only for the team to sign him to a substantial $40 million per year deal, more than many believed he was worth at the time. The good news for Dallas is that there is a clear willingness on the Cowboys' end to get the deal done, and a desire on Parsons' end to stay in Texas. Team officials have expressed strong interest in extending Parsons, Watkins continues, with team owner Jerry Jones saying he might get a large contract extension. Parsons has repeatedly said he would like to get an extension sooner rather than later to avoid a possible holdout, something the Cowboys dealt with last summer with receiver CeeDee Lamb and the previous year with guard Zach Martin. Speaking back in December, via Watkins, Parsons seemed fairly intent on finding a resolution to his upcoming contract situation. I'm going to try and work with them as much as possible to help them attack free agency. I want to be back with this team. This offseason, I want to be here. I want to get these guys right. I want to take big steps, so hopefully it can be done sooner than later so we can attack the offseason. What's more, the former Penn State star has echoed a somewhat unusual claim that he does not specifically feel the need to be the highest paid player at the position, currently held by the San Francisco 49ers' Nick Bosa at $34 million per year. Anything in and around that ballpark would still be a hefty price to play for any non-QB, even a game-wrecking defender, albeit one who has a tendency to go missing at points during the season. But unless they want to trade their star defender, they'll have to cough up sooner or later. Report: Cowboys negotiating with Osa Odigizua, plan to be more aggressive in free agency. It is officially NFL Combine Week. Get ready for some headlines. That is one of the biggest and most important parts of this week if we are being honest. While the goal of it is obviously to garner information about the upcoming NFL draft prospects, that so many coaches and front office figures speak and linger with one another provides plenty of pieces of valuable information. Before the week officially begins, that process has already begun for the Dallas Cowboys. Late Sunday night, the Dallas Morning News published a story about a conversation they had with Stephen Jones, and in it Jones noted that the Cowboys have begun contract negotiations with defensive tackle Osa Odigizua. Indianapolis, the Cowboys have begun negotiations with free agent defensive tackle Osa Odigizua. Talks of an extension for Micah Parsons will follow. Club officials hope to retain free agents Jordan Lewis and Rico Dowdle while getting a feel for whether or not veteran defensive end DeMarcus Lawrence wants to continue his career. And outside free agents? The Cowboys intend to be more aggressive on that front than last offseason. Before the weekend began, it was reported that Dallas had yet to begin contract negotiations with Micah Parsons. The report here regarding the Steven conversation tracks with that, as it appears that Dallas is focusing on Odigizua first. In terms of the variable of time, this thought process makes sense. Odigizua is set to become a free agent when the new league year begins, where Parsons is under team control through the 2025 season as a result of the year being his fifth-year option campaign. Obviously Parsons was a first-round pick in 2021 and Odigizua went in the third, which is where that difference ultimately comes from. It is encouraging to see that Dallas wants to keep Odigizua. Consider that reports have him slated to make $21 million per year on a new deal. The DMN put the subject in interesting terms in noting that he is the type of player who the Cowboys have let walk before and that he is good, but not great. Odigizua fits the template of a player the Cowboys have reluctantly let walk in free agency in recent years, one who is consistent, reliable and very good at his job but falls short of Pro Bowl status. But this is a team coming off a disappointing 7-10 season with only one other defensive tackle under contract, Motzie Smith, who has any meaningful minutes. "We have had negotiations with OSA," Jones said. "I just think OSA is a really good football player. He's an important piece. There is no question that Odigizua offers a lot to the Cowboys, and keeping him would be a good thing for the group overall. Getting a deal done with Parsons, as well as Jordan Lewis and Rico Dowdle to different degrees, should absolutely be the top priority for the offseason at large, and the most important aspect of it is to get it taken care of with enough time to be aggressive in free agency, as Steven seemed to be open to the idea of. The ultimate truth here is that the Cowboys have burned up the benefit of the doubt with their fans as far as decisions like these are concerned. They have a lot of trust to earn back, and so these words all sound nice, but we are at a place where only actions can start to mend the fences. We will see how serious Steven and company is about it all soon enough. Cowboys should inquire about a trade for DeForest Buckner. It's no secret that as good as the Dallas Cowboys defense was under former coordinator Dan Quinn, the defensive tackle position was always an area that they could have been better at, and that continued under Mike Zimmer. The guy that has saved the group has been veteran OSA Odigizua, who has continued to raise his game every season. While that was good for the Cowboys on the field, it has also made the likelihood of Odigizua going elsewhere in free agency even higher, seeing as the team may get priced out. Dallas will look into filling the void in April when the NFL draft comes around. However, they don't have to wait that long. If the Cowboys want to look at a veteran option when it comes to a trade, DeForest Buckner of the Indianapolis Colts is someone they should take a look at. Buckner is a former first-round pick of the San Francisco 49ers back in 2016. He racked up 28.5 sacks during his 4 seasons there, which included a Pro Bowl nod in 2018, logged a career-high 12 sacks, and a second-team All-Pro selection in 2019. Buckner was then traded to the Colts in March of 2020, and he put up 58 tackles and 9.5 sacks, which led to him receiving first-team All-Pro honors. He produced 7 sacks the next season before back-to-back years of amassing 8 sacks, which also included a career-high 81 tackles in 2023. Last season, Buckner missed 5 games with a high ankle sprain. Despite this, he was still able to have a productive season with 61 tackles and 6.5 sacks. During his first 9 seasons, Buckner has loved 453 pressures. In fact, the 2024 campaign was the first where he didn't produce at least 48 over the course of an entire season, finished with 35 in 12 games. He also has 269 hurries, and there's no better way to disrupt a quarterback than to attack him up the middle and force him to move around. This is something the Cowboys have needed on a consistent basis for ages. One key element that should make the Cowboys want to explore the possibility of trading for Buckner is his familiarity with their new defensive coordinator, Matt Eberflus. He coached Buckner for 2 seasons when he was the defensive coordinator for the Colts, which included his first-team All-Pro campaign in 2020. Eberflus turned the Colts' defensive completely around, and Buckner was a huge factor in that, so he already knows what he wants to do and how he wants to attack opposing offenses. Buckner would provide immediate impact for the Cowboys on the interior, which would help free up the nuclear missile that is All-Pro Micah Parsons. He has played in 141 out of a possible 148 games during his career with 136 starts, and there's no substitute for availability. Buckner has 2 years left on his deal with a base salary of $13 million in each. That's less than what the Cowboys would have to pay for a quality free agent. Dallas needs to go against their usual philosophy of sitting back and pick up the phone to see what it would take to get Buckner, and give Eberflus another key defender to build his new defense around. And you, fan? What do you think of DeForest Buckner's situation? Leave your opinion in the comments.